Hey, what is going on, Advanced Zeta fans out there? It seems like not that long ago we just recently built the Master Grade Hazel Owsla kit, but today we've got the Premium Bandai HG. Check out the title of this kit before I read it out to you guys. Let me just look at that wall of text for the title of this. Gundam TR-1 Hazel Owsla Next Generation Mass Production Type / Combat Deployment Colors Advanced Zeta Flag of Titans. All of that to fit into the title for this. You kind of have to wonder why I do that. But anyway, it is, yeah, the TR-1 Gundam there, Hazel Owsla, so it's basically got the Primrose parts for the torso and the shoulders, and the rest of it's kind of basically an Advanced Hazel for the most part. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so aside from that very long name, I will also say that the box feels quite large for what's inside of here. I mean, the regular, like, Advanced Hazel box is probably like about half this size, so I have a feeling we're probably going to have a lot of leftover parts in this box, but we'll see. And we do have all the new parts, of course, for making all the new torso and new shoulder parts, but that's really kind of all that's really new added to this version of this kit, I think. So let's go ahead and get it popped open. Anyway, just around here on the outside of the box, with it being P-Bandai kit, of course, there's not really too much else to see here except for that ridiculously long name, which takes up like half the side of the box. But on the inside here, it is certainly packed with a lot of stuff in there, including some more Primrose parts than what I was expecting. That's interesting. Alright, very good and well. Let's check out our instructions here, which look interesting. So we've got just the instruction manual here for just the regular Advanced Hazel. It's kind of interesting. I wonder why I was expecting just only this type of instruction manual here, and it would just be an entirely new manual with, most of it just covering the regular Advanced Hazel, but this looks like is giving you kind of an update on the parts list, or a lot of parts that we won't end up using from some of those runners. And like building the Primrose parts and all of that, I guess. So then let's see here. So yeah, building this particular kit, so giving you the guide for that, using the Primrose parts, how to make this. But let's see, here's what also you can do with this when equipped with the shield booster. So it gives you instructions on how to make this with the shield boosters on the backpack. Let's see, and then over here, try attaching the J1 parts to the mobile suit sold separately. So for example, this would be attaching those parts, what is that? Like attaching the Gaplan's arms onto the Woundwart's body, basically. So it'll give you some parts, attachment parts, connection parts, which I believe these are the same attachment parts that were connected in previous releases. Are they not? Are they different or are they the same? Seems like there was a runner of like just connection parts that you could use for plugging like different legs and arms onto the Woundwart body, right? So I believe this is probably the same runner that was included previously for that. Yeah, the J1 runner there, that looks familiar, so I think that's the same one anyway. And then we have just the standard Advanced Hazel manual here, so you'll use like half of this, and the rest of that will all just be relying on this part here. Well, I guess more than half, but anyway, so we've seen this all before, nothing new there. Let's go ahead and just check out the runners and see what all we've got in here. Alright, so for the marking stickers, we've got one set just for the Primrose parts, and then one set from the Advanced Hazel, so these should be familiar if you've got either of these sets on their own. And the same thing with foil stickers. Here are the foil stickers just for the HG Hazel, so basically just for the eyes and the head cameras and stuff, and then here are the stickers for the emergency escape pod Primrose. We do have a simple base included here, which is just going to be in black. And then two polycap runners here that are the same, just PC123 there in gray. And so I'll just go through all the Advanced Hazel parts here first. So this is runner A, we got some yellow all there across the top, red over here, clear pinkish red down there for the beam saber effect part, and then this kind of basically black color there for some shield parts, feet parts, weapons parts. Runner B in that dark navy Titan's blue color is some more parts of armor, including shield parts and all that on there as well too. And the same thing for runner C, some more dark navy blue armor parts there, including backpack parts, leg parts, waist parts, all that. And then runner D here, kind of interesting. This is from the original Advanced Hazel kit again, but this version is in PS plastic, where I think with the original kits this came out as a ABS runner. It was only on the later, much more recent Premium Bandai versions that this came out as just regular PS plastic instead of ABS. Then we have runner E1 here as well from the Advanced Hazel, some parts for the backpack, hand parts, and then some parts there for the sub arms on the front skirts and all that there as well too. And then our E2 here as well from the Advanced Hazel, so you have some dark black parts there at the bottom for the shoes, the boots basically, some yellow parts over there for the new V-fin on the head camera parts, and then some more navy blue parts there for the subarms, the shield, and all that. Now getting into the parts specifically for the Primrose, so this is runner A from the Primrose set from 2019. We have red, yellow, dark blue, black all here on this runner there as well too. Runner B1 from the Primrose set is once again just some more kind of frame parts, some backpack thruster belt parts, hand parts on there, so you have some different kind of more gray frame parts on here. Then runner B2 we actually have in both white and in black, so I'm guessing you're going to use maybe like one part from one runner and the other part from the other runner, basically, so they had to give us two of those. And finally, that J1 runner for our TR6 joint parts runner. So again, yeah, this is something that was included in previous sets, but it's nice to have this included in this set as well too, for if you wanted to make some of the more obscure designs based off of using basically the Gundam TR6 Woundwort as the base and then adding different arms or legs onto it. You can do that with some of these connection parts. So that's everything, guys. Lots of good stuff in there, and yeah, I'm sure we'll have lots of leftovers as usual with these kits, but hey, it's all stuff that you might be able to find a use for. Anyway, let me just get this kit all built up and we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, so I just want to start off by showing you the Primrose escape pod just by itself here, because you can transform that. Of course, then just in a minute, I'm going to transform this into what will become the torso of our Gundam here for today, but you can make this just on its own if you prefer. The backpack is slightly different in that it's actually simpler than the backpack that you get with the standard Hazel Gundam, which is interesting. But as it is, I mean, it's pretty cool. If you're a big Advanced Zeta fan, it might be cool to have one of these. If you just get just the Primrose set on its own, just to have another one just kind of to have separate in your Advanced Zeta display as just a kind of thing on its own, but ultimately I'm just going to prefer this transform, so let's go ahead and check that out. But just real quick to show you what I mean about the backpack parts being different. So for this one, for the Primrose, that's a gray sticker, yellow sticker, and yellow stickers there for that. When you do actually have leftover parts in here to make the backpack of just the original Hazel Custom, which has better color separation. You have separate yellow parts for the events. This is all separate yellow parts. There's no stickers on this. You don't have a gray part for that, but you could use the gray sticker if you wanted to for that, and at least you would have yellow parts instead of those yellow stickers on there. So that's kind of odd that they would have you build it like that, but anyway, you do have those parts in there if you wanted to use just the Hazel Custom parts instead. But anyway, so here it is, all put now into its full Gundam form. Now, it is the mass production type, so this is going to be slightly different, interestingly, from the regular Hazel Owsla. So we'll take a look at that here in just a second. And it comes with a bunch of different accessories and a lot of quite useful extra parts as well, too, that you might find if you're building a lot of different Hazel variants and things like that. You might actually find some of these leftover parts useful. So let's go ahead and take a look at those too. So first off, you have all the parts here to make the full Hazel torso, polycaps and everything you need to make that, so you could easily just swap this out and then basically just have a Hazel, Advanced Hazel there if you wanted to, essentially is what that would create. But there's that. You have the regular set of shoulder armor for the Hazel Custom, and also the V-fin parts. Again, if you want to swap for just the original Hazel Custom V-fin, you can swap that out instead of this new sensor there for the Hazel, or the Advanced Hazel is basically what that is. And then also an alternate trigger finger hand here that you can use, but we're not going to use that here for today. As far as our different accessories here for this kit, then we've got the beam saber effect part, which will be for the beam saber handle, stored loosely up there in the backpack, as it always tends to be kind of loose with this kit. And the alternate backpack, I mean, based on how it shows you how to build it in the manual, it basically tells you to just build this top part differently, but you can build the full set of the entire backpack, so it's easy enough to just swap that out for whichever version you prefer. And again, you have the different parts there at the top if you prefer the one with the better color separation. I'm going to make this one for the type to hold the two shield boosters there on the side, so I just made this little different type one that you can choose between. You got the regular Hazel beam rifle there with a little sticker for the camera and then just seam lines all around that, but it's pretty simple. It has a secondary handle which will move out to the side. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Our front ammunition can be removed from there if you prefer. Then aside from our two holding hands that you can see there on the kit at the moment, we've got an open hand for the left side, or kind of like a rifle support kind of hand, a trigger finger with a straight wrist, whereas the leftover hand that we're not going to end up using is the trigger finger hand with the bent wrist like that, which would be more preferable if you had the long blade rifle, for example. And then also our very unique beam saber holding hand, which holds the beam saber at kind of an angle instead of just straight into the hand like that. And we've got our 3 different shields. Any one of these can be plugged onto the arm with this connection piece here like that. Alternatively, you can plug these onto the backpack. This is the one I'm going to keep on the arm with that sticker on there. Not looking so great. Obviously, it's going to be kind of hard to get the just sticker decal to be looking super good on there. And then these other 2, these are the ones I'm going to be sticking up on the backpack, but you can have these onto the arm if you prefer as well too. You have the different booster shields there, so those look really nice, just all kind of mostly in blue for the most part. This one does have a little bit more color separation with the yellow and black parts on there though. Then I may be wrong about the lore on this, as much as I love Advanced Zeta designs, I'm admittedly not super expert in the actual lore of it all, but you'll notice these parts are missing from the side of the torso, so the torso is quite narrow. So I guess what makes this the mass production type is that it doesn't use these parts, I guess. So typically these would be stored on, these parts would be on the side of the torso, this one on this side, and then this one on the other side. So as it is, if you don't having this as the Primrose, then these parts are just kind of left over, which is kind of a shame, because you'd like to have some cool use for them, because this one as well too cannot open up. You can kind of parts form this. You have to open it and reattach it to be opened up like that, and you got some cool detail up in there, but it's just a weapon that you're not going to be able to really use with this Gundam unless you're having it as the Primrose, so that's unfortunate. But otherwise, I mean, you do have plenty of cool options in there that you can do with this. You've got the sub arms, and I'm not going to go into like a full review of the articulation or everything, because basically the entire kit is, for the most part, except for the torso, just the Advanced Hazel, which I've previously reviewed, and I've reviewed a number of different Hazels before. So I mean, you've got some seam lines here and there on the kit. You've got some pretty decent articulation, some pretty decent color separation here for a kit of its age. Obviously, there's little bits like these little circle bits here in the back, something that are meant to be in yellow, for example, and other parts as well too. The stickers don't really stay down all that well, but for the most part, you guys should be pretty familiar with this kit. At this point, you've got a couple of foil stickers there on the backpack, here on the front of the legs, and then on the head there as well too. So ultimately, guys, what you're getting with this kit, I mean, is not necessarily much new. It's not a release that I would highly recommend a lot of you guys to run out and pick up by any means. This is basically one for the super Advanced Zeta fans who really want to have, you know, like the full collection of all the different variants and everything like that. Then this is another one to add to the collection. Also having the included joint connection parts in there to allow you to make different variants of the Wound War is nice as well too, to have another set of those in case you're wondering or wanting to make more and more variants of your TR6 Wound War kits as well too. You've got those added in there. So this is basically just one for the collectors, the Advanced Zeta fans. Otherwise, you know, I would just recommend picking up just the standard. If you like this kind of, basically the entirety of this kit is for the most part the Advanced Hazel. So if you like the design of the Advanced Hazel, that kit is readily available as not a P-Bandai kit, as a standard release. And it's fairly affordable as well too. It shouldn't cost you around, it definitely will cost you less than 20 bucks. Should be like around $15, $16, something like that, I think is the average price probably for the Advanced Hazel, which is an amazing price for such a cool design and a pretty nice kit despite its age. So definitely check it out one way or the other. If you want to pick up this kit for your collection too, then by all means, you know, there are definitely some cool aspects to it as well too. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, thank you to SA Gundam Store for making it all possible. Check out the different Advanced Zeta kits that we have, the standard release ones there on the website. The link and the coupon code will be in the video description down below, so you can check that out. Check out SA Gundam Store. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.